Hey guys, and welcome to our humble abode. So we've been here since around March 27th and it's now May 7th, and at first it was kind of like torture, kind of like we were being punished, and I guess everybody's feeling the same way. Anyone that's on lockdown. For the first 2 weeks we were pretty much stuck here. We just walked the dog and that was it. We had groceries delivered. And now we're kind of easing into the situation and we're making the best of it. So I've been baking, which I love to do. Also, I've been sewing, which is another thing that I love to do. And we have plenty of time to work and, do some yoga, go for runs. And luckily the weather's warming up, so we've been doing that a lot. In today's video, I'm going to make vegan caramels. Now, the ingredients are so simple. We're looking at coconut cream, butter, brown sugar, and orange juice, and that's it. Really, really, really simple. It's wholesome ingredients, and I love making things at home and from scratch so that I can control the ingredients. And that's especially important since we're on a plant-based diet. So let's get over to the kitchen and start working on those caramels. Hi guys, this is Mena from Joy Bloom Brilliance, and today I'm making orange caramels with sea salt. It's vegan and they're going to be chewy caramels. So this is going to be our first step. Our first step is reducing 4 cups of orange juice down to half a cup. So you're going to want to simmer that until most of the liquid boils away, or simmers away I should say, and you're left with half a cup. And this is going to be our step 1. You want an orange juice that's pulp free. While this is simmering away, you want to put a can of full-fat coconut milk in the fridge. Ideally, you would have done that overnight so that all the cream goes to the top of the can, but I'm going to expedite that by putting it into the freezer. And since this is going to take a little bit of time to simmer anyway, it gives the cream in the coconut milk time to rise to the top and kind of solidify. Another thing I'm going to do to prepare, and this is while I'm waiting for the orange juice to simmer, is that I'm going to line my baking sheet with parchment paper, and that's going to make for easy cleanup, easy cutting, just easy use. Makes things so much easier. So I'll get my parchment paper. Now that's going to be ready and set aside for when I pour in my caramel mixture. I'm going to be preparing the other ingredients so that when the orange juice that's reduced down to half a cup is ready, then I'll be able to add all the ingredients right away. So our next ingredient that I want to prepare is going to be the butter, and that's going to be 8 tablespoons, half a cup, or if you're using a scale, it's going to be 120 grams. It says to use unsalted butter, but I only have salted, so that's what we're working with today. 120. That'll be set aside. Next is going to be the sugar. And it calls for white sugar and brown sugar, but I'm going to use brown sugar exclusively. And we will need 1.5 cups or 310 grams of brown sugar. Now that's ready, I'm going to set it aside. To know if you have ½ cup, what I've done is I put this empty pot, zeroed out the scale, and then I put half a cup of water in it. So I know that half a cup is going to be 106 grams. So when I want to test how much of the syrup I have, I just empty out the pot, and if I have 106 grams, then we're golden. If I have more, yeah, we still need to simmer down some more. Now that we're around our target, so I have 10 grams extra, but that's fine. We're still going to be simmering a little bit, so that's no problem at all. So now I'm going to get the coconut cream from the freezer. At this point, it's a really, really thick syrup. The orange flavor is going to be more concentrated, and so is the sugar. Now, I didn't say that this was a sugar-free option, so it's really just to have a treat every once in a while. So now that's been in the freezer for well over an hour. All the cream there you see is at the top, so that's going to be easy to scoop out and add to the pot. Oh, that's perfect. And I melted the butter, so I'm going to add that in there as well. We're adding sugar to that. We are making caramels after all. So that is 1/3 of a cup of coconut cream, which will work in the place of regular dairy cream. So we're going to let that simmer and come to a boil. At this point, we want to heat it up on medium temperature. We want to get it to a boil. So I'm putting a thermometer in there because I need it to reach 252 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, 252. So we got it. And now I'm going to put in my 3 teaspoons of vanilla. So now 3 teaspoons of vanilla. And now we're going to spread it into our lined pan. Here it is all spread out in the parchment paper in the baking sheet. So you can actually let that solidify on the counter, or you could put it in the fridge. That's what I'm going to do because I'm impatient. I want to taste these things. Now we got the caramel out of the fridge. Caramels. Yeah, and it's perfect. Nice and solid. As you can see around the edges here, it's still chewy. So I'm going to start cutting. Well, it's a little bit warm. It's been in there for about an hour and a half. I'm going to start cutting it. Yeah, it cuts really easily right now because the caramel's solidified. So that's a great texture. It could still be rolled up. or you could just pop it in your mouth like that. So this recipe is for 64 pieces. At the moment, I have it in 40 pieces. And you can wrap those in wax paper, or you could wrap them in parchment paper like I've just done and store them at room temperature or in the fridge. So these caramels now have been sitting in the fridge overnight, and I did cut into them yesterday. For the actual texture, just to give you an idea of what that looks like, so this truly is like a caramel. It's very soft and pliable, and this is having been now outside of the fridge for about, I'd say, an hour. So super, super soft. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap these up in some parchment paper, and I'm gonna store them in the fridge so that they have more of a chewy texture when I take them out and I wanna eat them. If you want them to be kind of more like a cube, then I definitely recommend using a smaller dish than this. The dish that I use is about 9 inches by 13 inches. I'm cutting this parchment paper to use to wrap them. And then you could just tie them off at the end like little caramel bonbons. There you have it. So I really enjoy this recipe. It's really tasty, chewy, very sweet, very decadent. It smells beautiful. It smells like vanilla and butter. And I really, really enjoy the fact that this is an allergen-free recipe. So it's gluten-free, it's vegan. If you want to make it soy-free, then you can get a soy-free vegan butter from Earth Balance. They do have that available. There are no grains in it, so it's just an all-around great allergen-free treat. It's great for kids, it's great for adults. It is very, very sweet and sugary, so you might not want to overindulge in these, but again, it's for a once in a while treat, so it's nice to have something that's wholesome. You know the ingredients because you made it yourself, and again, it's allergen-free. So there you have it, guys. The texture outside of the fridge is a little bit thicker than a caramel bar. So as you can see, it's super, super soft. So ideally you want to store those in the fridge because of the texture, otherwise they'll be a little bit too soft. Or these would make a great filling for chocolates and would be fine because of the texture within the hard shell of the chocolate. Also, these would be good for caramel apples. However, you would have to keep the apples in the fridge until you serve them. But otherwise, I think it's a really, really great recipe. I'm glad that I was able to make it allergen free. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.